Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. One of my friends, Jeremy, sent me this fascinating endgame position, which came out of a game he was having with a bot. And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because it's complex, the material is the same, the rook's stuck in the corner, you've got a pawn that's near to promotion, and actually both sides have a pawn that's near to promotion, although the white pawn looks a bit more dangerous for some reason because the black pawn's defended by the rook, but if the rook checks the king, then the king just takes the pawn, and the black pawn's quite hard to defend. So, but that a pawn that white has looks dangerous. So trying to work out a way forward here for white, and basically the hint button suggested to Jeremy the move bishop g3. So what would you do if you were the bot? What is your advice? So what the bot did was it accepted the sacrifice, took here, and then after rook f8 check, king somewhere, it quickly lost because you're promoting, rook takes, and that is a one ending for white. So you can't accept the sacrifice. Well, you can, but you lose. So I think probably what the bot has to do is take this pawn, white takes, black takes, white takes there, and you're left with an endgame. So white's going to pick up the g2 pawn. You're left with an endgame which I would hate to defend as black, I think, but which Table Base and Stockfish says is actually drawn. But I think in a human game, white's going to try that for sure. So what that means is it's really good. So this is a really good move. But you can't help asking the question, what about bishop e5 check? Because that forces the sacrifice to be accepted. So king takes, and you've got the check here, and all the good things that entails. Well, primarily the promotion of a pawn. I assume that's winning. I mean, I've not put it in the engine, but I assume that's winning for white. And then, so after this check here, king takes not good, knight takes similar problem, in fact maybe even worse, because I think the king is less close to the c pawn, so I think it's even worse if the knight takes. But actually black has a saving move here, and the saving move is king here, and then the rook can't exit with check from in front of the pawn. Now, in the analogous position where the knight and the bishop are missing, in these sort of typical endgames where the knight and the bishop are missing, you can play rook h8, rook takes, and then rook h7 check, and then you pick up the rook on the end, but now the knight's defending it. So I think this position is well, let's just look at this line and see what would actually happen. So take there, the rook's got to take it. Check, king moves, takes, and let's assume for the sake of argument we pick up that pawn. Then again, I suspect that's an ending which white would play humanly, but which I assume is drawn. Should we just put the engine on to see if that's true? Hello, Stockfish. Okay, so it says it's equal. So from here, after this check, king f7. Oh, I see. So here, it doesn't mind the move rook h8, but it really wants to play rook c8, which is a slight nuance because then it's forcing the knight to take, which you then pin, which probably causes a little bit of difficulty. But at the end of the day, I think black looks like black can grovel out of it. So there we go. So really interesting ending. Thank you for sharing, Jeremy. And what did we learn from this? What we learned from this is that there were some tactical issues in the position that would have led us to this sacrifice. Number one, that rook needs to escape from the corner. Number two, the pawn is so close to the queening square that it suggests these sort of tactics would be available. Whenever you've got a pawn one step away like that, it means that various sacrifices might appear to allow you to get a queen, which then leaves your material up. So it sort of was suggested. I mean, either bishop e5 check or bishop g3 were suggested by the positional factors. And yeah, it's always good to look at an endgame on a Sunday. Hope everyone's well. Bye.